folks. Welcome to the Folkland podcast, the podcast about the podcast. I'm Jenny Weiss. This is Chad Anders and Matt Organ, wherever they are.
I'm here.
Texas.
Can you, first of all, tell us what happened to your face, Chad?
Yeah, so usually about
Let's
this
get
time
that
of
out of the way.
year, I usually trim up, just go mustache for several months. It's just gets kind of humid in Texas, so that's what I do. So
Okay. Got to keep that flavor
You
savory.
don't want to address that part? You just want to leave that there?
yeah, this is the
Talking
best
about
part.
his mustache. Yeah. No, I think it looks good. Well, you were pointing at yourself. That's what I was like. What?
No, Jen, it's the shadow, the way the light's hitting your face. It
shaved
just
it.
looks like
Whoa. TMI.
you missed a spot.
It's
Anyway,
really wax. It's just going to grow back thicker.
Hey, I'm drinking.
Yeah.
My fault.
yeah,
Watch it.
can't make her laugh.
All
when
right.
she's
So
drinking.
this week we're discussing practice. We're talking about practice.
Talking about
not
practice?
a game. Not a game. Jen is so lost.
I am like, are you guys pulling a joke on me? Are you pranking
We're talking
me?
about
What's
AI.
happening?
we're talking about AI though. Well, the guy's talking about AI.
Artificial
We're going to talk about the guys talking
artificial
about
intelligence.
Can you explain your joke?
No.
I don't
So
think anybody.
AI,
We'll let-
We'll let
Matt's
Eric
reference-
Peterson explain it to us.
no, he's not. Do you think Eric's going to know?
Yeah.
We'll just leave
Eric
it out
knows
there.
everything.
We'll see if Eric
Yeah.
He's-
knows or not.
Can somebody explain my jokes to Jen for me?
Yeah, I was about
I
to,
love that.
but I'll let the folks do it anyway.
While we're at it, can someone explain Matt to me? Period.
Yeah, that would be epic. I don't think anybody could really explain me, much less in a way
We'll give it a
where
shot.
you could understand it.
Yeah,
Not that you couldn't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain me.
I'm gonna need you to explain this to me like I'm a 5.
That's a great reference. All right. See, I
think
get
we
your
should start
jokes.
to refer to Eric as the Oracle.
The Oracle. I like it.
I don't know what it means. Isn't it like a
It's
mystic or
from the
something like
Matrix.
that?
It's not what that is from.
That's
But
true.
when you
Wait,
say Oracle, that's
speaking-
what I think of is the Matrix, obviously.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
did you see this meme that's going around that's talking about how they made the scene where they're dodging the bullets? It's like a total green screen, right?
Mhm.
We knew that part, but then there's people in green suits
Yeah.
with they have the people the actors on like a dolly or something, and they're like leaning them backwards
Huh. I
with
like
a
it.
board behind
Wow.
it, so they're like heads resting on the board, and then their arms can move or whatever.
Yeah.
They were like, that is not how I thought they made the scene.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I
They
saw
just slowed
they
down
stretched
the
a lot.
cameras and then sped it up.
All right, some comments.
Let's do it.
We got a killer comment from Philip Blank.
Philip Banks, like off of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil. I thought he
Uncle
was
Phil
dead.
commented. Did
Uncle
he
Phil
die for real?
commented. He died.
Yeah, he died. Yeah,
Artificial intelligence.
Uncle Phil.
Exactly.
AI Uncle Phil.
It's CGI.
Why doesn't anybody want me?
hologram. What?
That was the big Fresh Prince of Bel-Air scene where he's
Now's
missing
not
his
the time
dad.
for you to use
Yeah,
existential.
Yeah, don't get like don't.
Sorry.
Why would you go? Hang on,
Fresh
time
Prince
out,
of Bel-Air
Matt.
reference
Matt, why would you go to the most emotional,
the most
scene in
well-known
the entire
scene
show
from the whole show?
I don't know if that's the most.
I don't know why I
well-known.
wouldn't go. Oh, yes, it is.
Come on.
Okay.
Anyway,
I said it, and you
This-
knew what I meant.
Exchange that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Philip Blank said, "We recorded live. It was rough.
Mm.
Thank you, Matt." Once again, I'd like to say thank you, Matt.
You're welcome. Because I
I did.
had said that last week. He was quoting me,
Yeah, I know.
and he was like, "Thank you, Matt. Like, you really didn't need to tell us. We knew it was rough."
"Yes."
Okay.
Thank you for explaining that to everyone who already knew.
Well, it
What he
seemed like you didn't get it, so that's why I was explaining. There's
No,
a
I
track
definitely got
record
it.
of you not getting stuff, so I'm.
I also was trying to say what was taking place was rough, and I was saying thank you, Matt. It was a double entendre. I don't know if you're familiar with the term.
I don't know if that's what that means, but
I don't know either.
I think
One
it's
fell
more
swoop.
of a
So, on the flip side,
Yeah.
we have another comment.
Let's do it.
From JC Pulford. I love her.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to have favorites? I
Well,
don't know.
Are you picking favorites? I don't like. I mean, we can have them, but I don't think you should like publicly say who they are.
Well, it's not JC Pulford. It was
JC's
totally
up there.
unrelated
She's
that
up there
I-
for sure.
Matt giggling and not telling anyone else what he's giggling at is like Jen laughing at her own jokes and no one else joining in. There's always two people left confused, and it gets me every time. I will say Matt's laugh is joyful. There you go, Matt.
I'm a joyful
You're
laugh.
worried about that. Now you know. Jen is witty. Ho-ho. No comments from the peanut
I
gallery.
mean,
All
I
right.
want to say so much, but just go move on. It's better. I've already given you hard enough time.
Chad is the wise uncle that keeps these two kids in line, sort of. Couldn't agree with you more. He does nothing, JC,
Yeah.
to keep us in line. He just looks disapprovingly in our general direction.
There's a lot of
More often than I probably need to.
you can just spit your
That's him. You nailed it.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry. I'll start doing this instead. Just be like,
I love that. I love that. That's more menacing.
saying,
I'll
like-
know it's time to be quiet.
Police? I think there's a woman tied to the railroad tracks around Chicken Church.
Oh, jeez.
If only I had a banana. That's my favorite thing to do is pretend the banana's
Oh.
ringing.
that's your favorite
It's
thing to
right.
do?
Man.
Like, everything you've ever experienced in life, and your favorite thing is putting a banana up to your
The
like,
fake
telephone.
banana phone call.
One time I did that at a conference.
No, you did not.
It was like the Ark Church conference, and my friend, who's one of the pastors, but he's like my same age, okay?
Okay.
And he was our youth pastor, and we're just very stupid all the time, as one is in youth ministry. So I walked up to him at the
You get it,
conference.
Chad. Come on.
What?
You get it.
You know.
You get it. Come on, man. You know what we're talking about. So I just walk up to him with a banana, and he's in the middle of a conversation. I go, "Hey, excuse me, Alec." Oh, I shouldn't have said his name. Oh, well. And he turned around, and then I was like, "Hey, it's for you." And he said, "You are so weird." And then he turned back around. He was like talking to one of his classmates from his Bible college that he went to. And I was like,
Oh, so he was trying to be cool in front of his friend from
yeah.
college.
And I ruined it.
Say.
Gotta know your
As I
audience.
do.
See, if he was talking to somebody else, he would have been like, "Oh, let me take that," you know. But, or if he was
I bet he would
uninterested,
nowadays.
if he was uninterested in the
Yeah.
conversation, perfect out.
He'd have been like, "Hey, hold on, this is real important."
Hang on, this is
Yeah, Pastor, what's up?
Anyway.
All right. This is going to
Great
be
story.
a good one. Thank you. It's from,
No, I really did enjoy your story, your banana phone story.
oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, move on.
Wow.
Don't linger. Take
Jesse Rothbecker.
Hey,
Jesse.
oh,
I think you should record. What is that?
No,
What
I
you
dropped
typing over
I dropped my computer charger off the table.
there? I thought it was a bug because
Hey,
you're like, clearly
so I
sitting in
had
your
it
garage.
sitting on top of my Dr. Pepper, like a coaster at a bar or something to keep the bugs out. But I mean, that's not why you
Jesse.
do it at the bar. But I'm saying,
bars and drinking.
I thought it was going to knock my drink
Jesse
off.
Rothbecker.
Jesse.
I think you. What kind of bars are you going to? That
Jesse.
You have to protect it from bugs?
No, you put it like when you're going to the bathroom, you put a coaster on the thing so they don't take
so
it.
you don't get roofies.
Well, so they don't take it. I think if they wanted to roofie you, they could just move it. But I had this sitting on top of it so bugs wouldn't get in it because I'm in my garage. Good night. We lost Chad.
Hey,
Let's move on to
Fantasia
Jesse.
Jesus. It's not. You don't need to see this.
This is like Matt's version of Garage Band.
Oh, we lost him. All
I'm here.
Jesse Rothbecker. I think you should record another episode after Jen doesn't make it to the pharmacy on time, because if this is how she acts while she's on her medicine, I would love to see her when she goes off meds.
Nobody wants that.
to see that. People have seen it and they all agree. It's not a good time.
Oh,
Funny story though about that, guys.
you made it?
I didn't. need to go to the pharmacy.
Oh.
I don't know why I thought I did.
Because you weren't on your meds.
Because my phone, CVS texts me the updates when your things are going to be filled, your prescriptions. And it said it was going to be in a few days. So I thought for some reason I had to go that day.
Oh.
Anyway, I ended up making it not on time anyway. I got there and I was like, I don't even need to pick this up. And that's how my
Did you go
that's how my
to
day
the
went.
same pharmacy as Brian Bates?
Well, since he lives 4 hours away, probably not.
I just meant like CVS, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do go to CVS. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Can't get behind them,
I
man.
like it.
Those receipts. Too long.
That's fair.
Well, CVS receipts like go from your shoulder to the floor. It's like I bought a stick of gum.
Throw it away.
Yeah, but like, why do they got to do that?
You go to CVS just to buy a stick of gum?
I mean, I have. Like, you need cash back or something. You go in, you buy.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I
want.
You know what I mean?
I don't need this whole 5 pieces of double mint.
It's just like
I only want
it's
one
25
piece
cents.
of double mint.
Can I just get one?
Yeah,
I'll give
3
you a nickel.
cents, give or take. Yeah,
Give
here's
me
your
half the
receipt.
mint.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
I
rolling
think
out
somebody
the
used to have a
record.
deal about that. Like they were trying to get CVS to Jimmy Kimmel, maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, all right.
That guy. So, I'm also on meds right now.
Good. Woo. That's kind of surprising, actually.
It actually could get pretty weird by the end of this.
All right.
We'll see, because I took it before, so could get crazy. Hey, we, by the way, Chad, need to tell the folks what is our email address for the podcast so they can email comments in. You know what I'm saying?
thelandoffolks@gmail.com.
Why did you seem so regretful to say that?
I was
trying to
Did you
I was
hear
like,
it?
man, I was like, I really don't want to have to look this up, so I really hope I can remember it. And then I was like,
I thought you were just
got it.
reluctantly telling everyone because it's
I thought
the land of folks.
the land of folks.
I thought that you don't want to be in charge of checking the email, so
No,
you
that's
were
fine.
like, well,
I have no
here
problem
goes.
checking emails.
Should we give Matt that job?
Somebody
No, I
needs
have other emails I got to check.
What do you... Okay. I won't get into it. All right.
CVS
Rusty.
receipts I have emailed to me.
Rusty.
See, you know what's funny? When you say receipts, Chad, stop. You have to quit reacting like that. When you say receipts, all I think of is what the kids say. Like, they have receipts. You hear them say that, Chad?
Yeah,
No.
I've heard that.
Like
they have evidence.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, show me the receipts.
the
Yeah.
lingo.
You know?
Like when my wife and I were first dating, her roommates always wanted her to take pictures because they needed evidence of the good time we had on our
Picture didn't
dates or
happen.
whatever. Like, oh, he took you to whatever restaurant.
Waffle House.
Do you have no? Like, do you have evidence? And so that's what they're.
Where did you take your wife?
I don't know. Japanese,
IHOP.
cook in front of you places, whatever.
Where the sumo wrestlers hang out?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, she's big on sumo wrestling, so big fan.
Okay. Rusty's journey. Here is my comment on the podcast from the hotel. It was a great balance between the low and high points. However, there was a little bit more of one than the other. I'll let you guys figure that out.
That's
In
good.
response to
It's fair.
being the dad of the group, I'm not sure how old Matt is, but I am old enough to be Chad and Jen's dad. We got a new dad, Chad.
Yay.
That was funny to me.
The rhyming
Doesn't rhyme.
of
I've
Chad
been
and
looking at
Dad
this, though.
is funny. It'll be a long one,
Get on the
folks.
market.
Yeah, I've been on the market.
All right.
Mine's getting old. Trade them in for new model.
I put some want ads out, and nothing's really panned out. So thank you, Rusty, for stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
All right. He goes on to say, in fact, I have 2 children, both boys. Paxton, who is 28, Cameron, who is 12. Should we be telling people that?
He told us.
My wife is also young enough to be my daughter. Scandal, Rusty.
That's the way you do it there, man. Sorry.
She's 21 years my junior. It's that or you could marry a robot. So
yeah.
When my younger son was born, he looked up at me and said, Grandpa? Keep up the good work. Thanks, Rusty.
Hey, he's got a 28-year-old son. Is this kid single, Rusty? We need to know.
Why do we need to know that?
Oh, I think you know.
Oh, Matt, I didn't know you were going to come out like that.
That was crazy.
That was weird. Let's move on.
I like when I make a joke like that. It's weird. When you make a joke that I like children, you're like, that's weird? Oh, that's weird? I had no idea.
Didn't you bring that up though? Weren't you the one that kind of started that? I forget. I forget how.
I made a joke and I said people will be waiting for him to turn 18.
Oh.
I didn't make a joke saying I was into minors.
You can see where we got there, though, right? I mean, you're not into minors, but you're waiting for him to turn 18.
No, I didn't say I'm waiting. I said people are.
Yeah.
This is the double standard. I'm a woman and I make this joke, and it gets carried on and brought so far.
Yeah, because it's not creepy. Like, it's not creepy if you make the joke about you. Like, if that joke was made about us, it would be like actually concerning. I'm not concerned about making those jokes.
The double standard. It's actually concerning to me.
Yeah, anyway, but like we're not. Like nobody is going to hear us make that joke and actually think you're a pedophile.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
Well, I don't think anybody's hearing us make the joke. I think we made it when we were doing the live recording, and it probably didn't make it on. Let's be honest.
Anyway.
No, it made it on.
Anyway.
But yeah, you're right. No one listens to this. So let's
moving on.
Let's keep saying other stuff that people aren't going to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't get canceled for saying the R word, so. All right.
It was close.
Philip Blake. OMG, finally back to the original format. No more traveling pods. That's right, Philip. We will never see each other in person again because we hated each other, and it's done. So.
Yeah.
There you have it. I think we just need good Wi-Fi if we're going to see each other in person. It's basically all it boils down to.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't record in the hallway of some semi-abandoned hotel in Nashville.
All right. Fair enough.
Blake Fitzsimmons.
Hey.
I feel like this is Blake's first time commenting, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Long time commenter, first time listener.
Blake goes on to inform us the American Gothic painting couple were modeled after the artist's sister and dentist, oddly enough.
There you have it.
So,
yeah, more like Prentice.
I guess. That's from The Office, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was odd.
I wasn't happy with it as it was coming out.
That's what she said.
I didn't say that. I just mouthed it. So, yeah.
No, I said.
Sister and... Oh, okay. Yeah, sister and dentist.
I didn't realize you whispered it like Brian Bates saying the whatever massacre, like so quietly. I just did that.
Yeah, that was good.
Good night. Okay, I guess the guy who painted this couple.
Yeah.
And the chick was his sister and the guy was his dentist.
There you have it.
That really takes the magic away.
Or it was his sister's dentist. We don't really know.
That's fair.
It was Nicole's butcher.
Nicole's butcher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He painted it. So. Huh. All right. We got a correction.
Okay.
Jesse Rothacker said he had to give us a factual correction. We did not find a better table at Zany's. Jesse, which is himself he's referring to, and Vince were already at the best table in the club, and we invited you all to our awesome table. How about a little credit?
No.
Well,
maybe that's how he remembers it. I remember us at our table looking at him and his table, and I was like, I think I'd rather sit with him. And then
Matt invited himself.
I think we invited ourselves.
I feel like I kind of invited myself over to that table. But if Jesse remembers him inviting us over, great.
Well, I
was
want
very
to point
happy
out too,
we got to go to that.
I want to point out too that like nobody was like rushing to sit at Jesse's table. Like it was the best table in the building.
No, that's not fair. They were seating.
No one was like beating down the door trying to get over there. You know.
I remember, if I recall, people actually walked away saying, "What is that smell?"
Yeah,
you know?
It was
I think that was after I was sitting there, though. Made a joke on myself.
That was well timed.
You know what this reminds me of? There's some awful movie we used to watch when we were younger, like teens, and like one of those stupid comedies. Okay, it probably was like too beyond where we were, you know, like rated R, and we shouldn't have watched it. But the grandpa wore a shirt that said "Who farted?" with a question mark, and it had like a bunch of holes in it. And they said to him, Grandpa, I bet you miss Grandma. And he said, F Grandma. And I will never forget it because he's wearing that shirt.
You don't remember the name of the movie?
I want to say it was The Sweetest Thing, I think, but I don't know if that's right. Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, I've seen that, but
he's on Comedy Central.
Years and years. Probably right after it was out.
But when you said that, they probably said it smelled because you had definitely thought of that.
I should have a shirt that said "Who farted" on it.
Guys, we're talking about artificial intelligence this week.
Are we?
I was hoping that I could buy some somewhere. You know where you buy artificial intelligence?
Yeah. Well, I have some comments.
Amazon.
Well, let me just point out the comments from folks that are in the Facebook group real quick.
Oh, yeah. Get it.
These were on Nateland, and you got your comment read. So Spencer Heaton, he's the one that laughed about Nate saying who instead of what when Brian said that cities cover 3% of the Earth's surface. Thought that was very funny. It was like, who covers 3% of the Earth's surface?
Oh.
And then Sarah Nistetter, she said that her husband was talking about the Alps are not the Appalachians and all this other stuff.
Oh,
and then
I wanted to say something about that too.
Yeah.
So like, I thought it was really funny that they talked about like the Alps being like Nate tried to like he tried to sound so smart, and I was so proud of him. He was like, "So yeah, the Alps are they're in Sweden," and like Brian and Aaron were like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And then who was it that was on this week?
Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin was Chafin. Like, no, he's like, I'm pretty sure they're in Switzerland. But I was like, it was just so funny that like Nate just said it confidently, and Brian and Aaron were like, oh yeah, Sweden for sure.
Yeah.
And Dustin's like, that's not right.
Why don't you guys do that for me?
It's just funny to just leave you hanging.
I mean, I don't know.
You know?
Here's the thing. I think there are the Swiss Alps, but I don't know this for sure. I should have looked it up. I didn't. But I think the Alps are bigger than just Switzerland. I think they do go into some other countries as well. But like I said, Alps, I don't know that for sure.
Got to find out.
Alps. Funny. Did you guys see the post from that lady?
Yeah.
Bonnie.
Got the French Alps, the Swiss Alps, the Italian Alps, the Bavarian Alps, the Austrian Alps,
So the only Alps we
Julian
don't have
Alps.
are the Swedish Alps are the only Alps we don't have.
Alps. Yeah. All the Alps but Sweden.
I love that. Yeah, the Alps are everywhere except Sweden.
Yeah.
We don't have American Alps.
Yeah, there's no American. Yeah, I mean, well, there's the American Alps, the Appalachians, or the Alps of Chiles. You know?
On a phone.
Yeah. Half price after 9 if you go to Applebee's.
Monday, Thursdays at Chili's.
Oh, yeah.
Half off apps.
Half price margaritas.
So, that's the only comments from folks in the Facebook group. There was that comment, which I thought was hilarious, where the lady was talking about pescatarian, and Nate thought it was like a denomination, like Episcopalian or Presbyterian or something.
And that one too, like Aaron is like convinced that he's meaning to say like Episcopal.
Yeah,
but then Dustin's like, no, he's like, I think it's Presbyterian. I'm like, I think Dustin's right. I think Nate's thinking Presbyterian.
Yeah, I think,
definitely. Not Episcopalian.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I mean, I get the Episcopalian. They're all kind of whatever.
But Presbyterian just sounds closer to me.
But in him talking about, he just loves the idea of them having, like, they're real pessimistic. They come into church, the first 5 rows are empty and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. So funny. I mean, I've been at those churches. I've been members of those churches, before. It's like
you've preached at those
people
churches.
Are a little, people. That's probably because I was preaching. That's why the first 5 rows are empty. But yeah,
it's true. I was there.
You weren't there.
No, I know. I just
you don't go to church.
Whoa!
Did you watch this week's episode of Nateland, Jen? What does that look?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? I'm on here recording a podcast about it and I've never seen it.
I mean, you're acting like it. We're talking all about one of the funniest parts, and you're just like, I don't know, pescatarian, Episcopalian, I don't know.
It's in my notes to talk about.
Have you ever heard of Christianity, Jen?
Have you ever heard of your mom?
Wow, that's not a...
Okay.
Oh, yeah, my mom, the Christian, is that what you're talking about? How about Aaron's baseball glove?
Dude, that's a crazy story.
So crazy.
Did you notice the controversy about it, though, in the group?
A little bit.
So, someone mentioned...
like, how did he not recognize his childhood baseball glove or something?
No, they mentioned, like... Okay, it was... I don't know how you say it. Noco Pige. The guy who makes the graphics.
Yeah.
So he was saying, what am I missing here in Aaron's story about the baseball glove, which is an amazing story. Aaron says he's never lived or visited South Bend, Indiana, but I know that Notre Dame is in South Bend, Indiana, because I played in the Jazz Fest there in high school. I haven't bothered to check that out at all.
He got corrected.
No, that's true.
That it wasn't
Aaron
the right...
not know... Oh, sorry, I wasn't finishing it, but go ahead.
No, please.
No. He was just saying, does he not know that it's located in a city called South Bend? What were you going to say? Someone corrected him?
Yeah, he had it wrong. It's not South Bend. It
wasn't in South Bend. It was in
Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne. Yeah.
Fort Wayne.
Wait, who?
The glove.
Aaron?
The baseball glove is in Fort Wayne. Notre Dame is in South Bend, Indiana. He didn't say South Bend.
How far were those apart, though?
A couple hours, maybe.
Give me 1 second.
But, I mean, you're from Alabama. You're visiting school in Indiana. It's not like let's drive over here to this other smaller, mediocre town and see what's going on there.
1 hour and 43 minutes apart.
Yeah. A couple hours.
So it's very likely he brought that with him to college.
It's very likely he took it to college with him. Yeah.
And then lost it somewhere because he's really on top of things.
It's also very
like an hour and a half apart.
I think somebody else said that Purdue is outside of Fort Wayne, maybe. And I think his brother, the one sibling that didn't go to Notre Dame, went to Purdue. So maybe he took his brother's glove and hawked it at the antique store for.
I thought
money to put on his milk card.
Or
like,
yeah.
I thought I saw a comment where someone had said, like, I bet they were like moving one time, and Aaron's mom just didn't thought her son had no chance of playing baseball, and like left the glove, lost it in the move.
Yeah.
Was it Sarah Chia? Yeah, it was Sarah Chia who said that.
Yeah.
How hilarious
she's
is
the
it
best.
that Aaron's mom pulled the old lost it in the move line? Like when you're like, oh, I don't know what happened to your fish. You flushed it down the toilet.
I have
so dark.
It's Nateland.
You just looked at me the same way you did that one time. I sent you that video where I was like,
yeah.
Lady Jennifer commented, and I said, "That's the worst. That's why I don't go by Jennifer."
And I was like,
"Boom, roasted," and her face was like, "What?" Sorry, you just looked at me the same way. I don't even know where we were.
Flushing fish and
Aaron's
baseball
glove. So AI, artificial intelligence.
Oh. A good transition into that is Christy Pickens posted in the Facebook group and said, "Another plot twist. Aaron's phone tries to strangle him. His childhood glove comes to life and saves him."
That'd be something.
It.
Yeah, that's great.
That'd be a great. Hey, I did want to share with you guys something that I learned this week. I learned that Matt Organ created the Nateland fan page. So I guess for anybody else who is as smart as me or lives under a rock and didn't know that, it's good to know that. But I had a moment where I thought it'd be a good idea to let the AI Playground write us a story about that event. So if you guys are okay, I'd like to read that for us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So just to tell the story of how our fan page here came into existence, Matt Organ was a big fan of the Nateland podcast. He decided to create a fan page group on Facebook so that other fans could connect with each other and discuss the show. He called the group Nateland Podcast Fans. It's not actually right, but it's
catchy.
okay. At first, the group was doing great. Fans were posting about their favorite episodes, sharing their thoughts on the show, connecting with each other, but then things took a turn for the worse. Some fans started to post negative comments about the show. They said that it was boring, that the host wasn't very interesting, and that they were only listening because they were friends with Matt. This made Matt
okay.
He didn't want his friends to think that he was responsible for them wasting their time. He tried to talk to the people who were posting negative comments, but they wouldn't listen. Eventually, the situation got so out of hand, Matt had to delete the group. I'm sorry, it got so out of hand.
Just so out of hand.
He had to delete the group.
The whole group's gone.
It was a huge disappointment for him, and he learned that not everything on the internet is as great as it seems.
Oh, jeez.
We could put this last part in our description for this show. Not everything on the internet is as great.
Well, and like the worst part is the internet wrote that about the internet.
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious.
The internet wrote it about the internet. I happen to like, my personal favorite was the story that the internet wrote us about our trip to Nashville, where Nate murdered me.
Are you going to read that one too, or you just...
What?
Should I? I posted in our chat. You didn't read it.
No, I told you I wasn't going to read it.
Guys,
I didn't know you posted.
It was like how many different screenshots? Gosh,
let's not worry about it.
Time for that. Yeah, let's don't.
Oh no, it's so good. Let me just do one.
You
more.
can just share the screenshot
so
later.
Let me read it.
I read the first one and I was like, all right, I'm done.
It goes like this. Matt, Chad, and Jen had all been big fans of the comedian Nate Bargatze for years. They'd all been following him online and even met up a few times to see him live. When they found out he was starting a podcast, they were all excited to listen. However, after a few episodes, they started to get disillusioned. The podcast wasn't as funny as they thought it would be, and it seemed like Nate was just rambling on and on.
Accurate.
So they kept listening because they loved Nate and they wanted to support him. Then one day they got an email from Nate asking if they wanted to come to Nashville and be a part of his podcast. They were all thrilled and immediately agreed. Then when they arrived in Nashville, they met up with Nate and started recording the podcast. But soon into the recording, Jen got up to use the restroom and never came back. Chad and Matt were both worried, but Nate just brushed it off and said, probably just got lost. They continued recording, but after a while, they started to get suspicious. Where was Jen? They decided to go look for her, and after a while, they found her body in an alleyway. She had been brutally murdered. Chad and Matt were both devastated. They had loved Jen, and now she was gone. Nate, on the other hand, seemed completely unfazed. He just shrugged and said that these things happen. Chad and Matt were both horrified by Nate's reaction and decided to go to the police. Nate was arrested and charged with Jen's murder. Turns out he'd been planning to kill her all along so he could have the podcast to himself. Chad and Matt were both heartbroken, but they knew Jen would want them to keep going on with the podcast, and so they did.
Hey,
now
Matt.
Every episode of Folkland begins with a moment of silence, and her memory continues to live on through the podcast.
A good example of genocide?
Oh, yes. Wow.
Damn.
How long were you holding that one in?
For the first time I said Matt, that's when I thought of it.
I'd like that one guy out there in the Facebook group, if he even watches this, who thinks that I'm the crazy person and the president of Nate's fan club and I want to murder him. The internet thinks it's going the other way. So
Nate's like, she's getting too close. I gotta
that's
take her out.
That's kind of one story I hope the internet might get right, but
where I get murdered.
Yeah.
I kind of do too.
By Nate.
Actually, that'd be
No,
a
I don't
really
want
cool
Nate
way
to
go.
murder her.
Oh.
He would.
Wow.
Because he would go to jail.
If I'm getting murdered, could you at least let it be Nate?
No.
Gosh.
One of Nate's
All
best
right.
stand-up bits, though, is the
trying
one
to think
about
of who I would want to murder you. Like, who would I want
Vincent
to murder?
Gonzaga. Vincent
Oh,
Gonzaga for
consulted.
sure.
Wait, no. What about Hunter Taylor?
No.
What
I
about
think
Hunter Taylor?
There's more to you and Taylor than him murdering you.
I don't think so. I was at the airport.
Yeah,
Sunday.
you were.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I just
Nothing.
figured I'd
Anyway.
say it like that.
Oh my
See,
gosh.
double standard.
There's no
When
double
I make
standard.
a comment, it's like, that was weird. When you make a comment, it's like...
Yeah, because your comment is like your mom out of nowhere for no reason. You're attacking people's
I was
moms.
calling you gay, but it's fine.
How about that? Stop drinking. Haven't you learned your lesson? We're going to get more
Chad,
comments
you
about you
stop
trying to
making
drink
that face.
online.
You're like a puppy dog. That you're like, huh? I can't handle it.
I just feel bad for
Anyway,
you.
I was at the airport on You're like, what a train wreck. I was at the airport on Sunday and I got stopped at security because I forgot to empty my water bottle. And this was it was the Tulsa airport, most low-key airport I've ever been to in my whole life. They were like, oh, just wait over here. I'll go empty it for you. And I was like, okay. And I go through the thing and they say, Hunter Taylor? And I turned around and I was like, like, I've heard that name. And it was like someone dropped their boarding pass.
You didn't go talk to him?
Yeah. You're like,
Well,
Hunter.
he wasn't there.
Hunter,
They called his
it's
name
me.
and there was no one there.
Hunter, it's me.
So I knew he
Mama.
saw me.
You didn't take it and was like, I'll find him. I'll return it to him.
Yeah. Oh, I know Hunter.
No, I don't really care.
I know Hunter.
I know,
Did,
Hunter. I'll get that to him.
Did y'all see Alicia's comment in the Facebook group about her security interactions?
Yo,
I'm not going to go in depth.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to go. Yeah,
I don't want to go into depth on that either.
Go read them for yourself. I'm not going to. Yeah,
It was great.
I thought that was pretty funny.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So how is Nate still downloading movies? He said he's still trying. He said he's still trying to download The Terminator.
Yeah, I think you can go watch it on
He
Amazon Prime.
he just downloaded Last Action Hero, which is a great movie.
I haven't seen that.
You know what I thought was really funny in the beginning of the episode when they were talking about, oh gosh, everybody's got friends that are going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
But someone said Nateland Productions isn't the point of it to save all your friends. I think it was Brian. Like he was saying, Nateland Productions is their evangelism tool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's what we were trying to do with Folkland, but that hasn't panned out so far.
Folkland trying to save our friends.
Well, we were trying to do something, but it didn't work.
Call your co-host homosexual, they're talking about their moms. Yeah, I don't think people are wanting to be wooed over to your side on that, Jen.
What? We're having a good time.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, having a good time.
I have this feather you can put in your cap if you want that.
Could you call me on your banana phone and tell me about that feather sometime?
Call you Yankee Doodle Dandy.
So, here's a question for you guys. Do you think that... Yeah. Do you think that Nate will download the Terminator before the computers take over?
I don't think he's ever going to watch it.
I don't know.
Someone puts it on the TV.
I think that I think a more realistic like AI takeover would probably be like iRobot, I think. Just like
I don't know that I saw all that movie. I saw most of it. I saw
it a lot of times.
Yeah. Or Jen, you might remember this. Did you ever see that Disney movie where like the house like tries to like take over the family? Smart House. I was thinking about that like the whole episode. I was like, where you have to reference Smart House, and then I realized that Aaron's probably the only one who like could have possibly remembered that movie. So
yeah.
Probably
fortunately for him, he didn't mention it.
Why?
I love it when
What are you saying?
I mean, you don't. Have you not watched Nateland before? Aaron mentioned something from his generation. He just gets blasted for it.
It's true.
Like, oh, what's that about?
Good thing this isn't Nateland, so let's keep talking about it.
All right.
Fair. It's fair.
Yeah, explain it to me so I can make fun of y'all about it.
I love the scene where the oranges, like he asked for orange juice, but all the oranges like pop up and they're like flying everywhere, and they're like, ah, like they're being attacked by these oranges.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
She's talking about Smart House, not Nateland, by the way, just to clarify.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Hey, old man,
sounds
if you didn't
very
know,
entertaining.
Anywho,
I loved it when some highlights of this episode.
Yeah,
Bates' dog has a therapist.
Yeah.
That was
taking some Prozac.
Yeah.
We're all doing better than Brian's dog.
Human Prozac. The dog is taking human Prozac. Like, there's no differentiator between dog anxiety and human anxiety. I just want y'all to like realize that medical thing right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Profound. Thank you.
Jaw dropping, honestly.
Struggles are real.
I think that, in 2022, we should respect that dog's right to...
That dog needs a therapy dog.
Mental health care, That dog needs a therapy dog.
I'm laughing. I don't know why I'm laughing at myself. I thought that was funny.
You're pulling a Jen right now.
Am I?
According to Jason. And Chad
like fell asleep standing up with his eyes open.
Chadford. What's your full name?
No.
Chadra.
No.
Chadregard.
Just Chad.
Regard.
Just Chad.
Hey, that's my
moving into her turf, man. Watch out.
It's my podcast.
We're gonna write a new AI story about when Chad tries to steal just Jen from Jen.
That's a lot.
And then you dress up as me.
Anyway,
try to be Jen,
I don't know about that.
That's a lot of commitment.
He's already got the hair for
no
it.
gain. No gain.
He might need to trim up his beard a little bit more. Sorry.
How about
just a little bit though?
Yeah, that'd be a really good thought experiment, as Aaron would say. Well, yeah, I wasn't listening to y'all. I was thinking my own thing to say.
So, what were you saying about how it's going to be legal to marry a robot by 2050?
Who said that?
I was just trying to move us along.
That's so stupid. I hate you.
I'm sorry.
2050, I mean, you think 2050, you'll be...
I'm not waiting.
I don't know how old by then. You'll be 60. I mean, you think any robots will have you?
I'll get my first robot and I'll name him Jeeves. And I'll say...
Jeeves?
I'll say, oh, Jeeves, I guess it's time I settled down.
Gosh.
And Jeeves will be like, listen, Grandma, not even I'm going for it.
Chad, would you let your soon-to-be child marry a robot? He's putting the mic in front of Jesus.
I'll let him answer that.
It looked like you were positioning your mic to where Jesus could talk with us.
That's what I was doing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a joke.
But I'll let my unborn child marry a robot.
Yeah.
I love him.
I don't know if it'd really be my choice at that point. I would not be a fan of it. I wouldn't make a podcast about it. I can tell you that. Or maybe I would. That might turn into something pretty good.
Why would it not be your choice?
If my child marries a robot?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like after...
Well, I think he's thinking like he can't control who his kid marries.
Yeah, like after it's 18, like he can marry whoever it wants to, I guess. I mean, I hope that it respects me.
You're going to let your child's kindergarten teacher decide what gender they are?
Oh my God. So no, this is not the place for that.
You just refer to it as an it.
Because I don't know what it is.
Oh, sorry. I thought you knew the gender already.
No,
I'm sorry.
We don't know the gender.
My bad. Oh, okay. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. So our firstborn was in it too before we...
Yeah. So did you let your kid's kindergarten teacher decide?
No, he's only 4.5, but we just looked at biology and saw that he was a boy.
Still, it's up in the air, is what you're saying.
We don't know yet for sure.
I called him a he.
Yeah, for
not
now.
Raising a baby.
Hey, anyway. Robots don't have genders. Why? We should just let people go talk about that.
See, like I've noticed though. So like with cars, for example, guys always call their cars like girl names, and girls always call their cars boy names.
What if you have like a really big truck? Do you call it a girl still?
Yeah, I mean, like all my friends always did.
Big Bertha.
If you have like a really big truck and you still call it a girl?
Yeah, but you call it like a big girl name.
I would think that my car is a girl. I wouldn't call it a boy because it's a small car.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I think you just shouldn't name your car a person's name anyway.
Oh, you know what? I think I did name it a boy thing. Iron Man.
Like in high school, that was cool. You know, you do that's a high school thing.
Cool,
I
get
it,
just
or
what
whatever
everybody else is doing.
No, for me as a person,
do we really think Matt knew what
looking
was cool
back
in
on high school, or even high schoolers today? High schooler wants to name their car. You know,
fair point, Jen. Fair point.
Shane the Sentra or whatever. I don't know what you're going to name your car. You know, that's fine.
My wife's car was a Kobe the Cobalt.
See,
it's very creative.
And I just called my Tahoe the Hoe. So
classy. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
I also called my friend's Tahoe a hoe. So
she gets around.
We had a hoe down.
Yeah. I'm guessing
so would you wear your robot yourself, guys? How about that?
Would I wear a robot?
I don't think
myself?
My wife would be very happy about that.
Marry.
Oh,
let's say she dies. Would you marry your robot?
If my wife died, hang on, time out. Let's weigh the pros. weigh the pros and cons real quick. How good is the robot with children?
Well, seeing as it's metal, probably not too maternal. Just gonna put that out
No.
there.
Like, can it take care of the children? I don't want it to have children.
No, I'm saying since it's made of
maternal,
metal,
like it's not gonna have like
not...
feelings for the child.
Yeah, it also could crush them.
It's not gonna love it and nurture it.
Well,
it's fair.
I figure there's going to be some safety precautions,
No knives.
You figure, well, what if the situation happens like they talked about, like a robot has to cure cancer and it decides the best way to do that is kill all the humans?
Well, I think that's two different scenarios, because you have a robot that's programmed to not grow in its thinking and just take care of this kid. And then you have
but you can't control
this other AI that's taking over the world and stuff.
What if your robot nanny's objective is to take care of your child at all costs, and then they feel like you're a threat and they kill you?
Are you just like
quoting? You spank your child or something?
Are you just quoting Smart House? Like, are you just breaking down what Smart House did?
No, I honestly don't remember a lot but the oranges.
That's
okay. Well, that's fun.
I mean, computers are just a reflection of humans, right? Like, humans make computers.
Yes.
But they can't be smarter than us, right? Because we made them. It's like we can't be greater than God because He created us,
I would say yes, like the computers can't be smarter than us, but they can probably think faster than we can.
Yeah.
But do you think computers can be duplicitous?
No.
So we have an advantage.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Because
we can be
all I have to do
deceptive
to overcome that is just, and then it's going to die soon.
What if your robots never die? Like, what if they have a renewing energy source?
Like solar panels?
Then
where
we
are they going to store the energy,
die.
Jen?
In their butt?
Oh, their brain is there. They got that butt brain.
No, that's dinosaurs, Matt. That's dinosaurs.
Well, maybe
this is a whole new era.
Maybe we learned something. We got
robot dinosaurs.
Robot dinosaurs.
Robots versus dinosaurs.
Yes. Like
I think it's been done.
versus the Alamo.
What movies do you
loved
watch?
when
it's a sci-fi original.
Oh.
Earlier
Sharknado.
I was
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You guys watch How I Met Your Mother ever?
Yeah. That was one of my favorite shows.
Robots versus wrestlers.
Yep.
Yes.
I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
I was rewatching this episode earlier and laughed so hard when Brian says a futurist at Google,
yes.
and it sounds like futuristic
yes.
Google.
Yes.
I was like, wait, what is futuristic Google when I first heard it?
I was like, what website is that?
Yeah.
Like, there's like a Google you can go to and be like, what will happen in 2025?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, great question.
Jen gets married.
Man. Sorry, Jen.
I don't know, folks.
You have to wait another couple years.
Look, I've been waiting this long. I mean, 3 years is small potatoes at this point.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You guys, remember when Aaron brought up the Turing test?
Yeah.
It's like when robots are so convincing that you don't even know they're robots.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay, Chad?
I think
it reminds me of that Spider-Man
trying to convince
meme.
us that he's a robot.
Yeah. Have you seen that Spider-Man meme where it's like the Spider-Man's like pointing at each other, like in like the alleyway? That's what I kind of thought about during that. I was like, there's going to be like robot recreations of us, and we're going to have to like convince people that like we're the real one and they're the robot.
Oh, that'd be easy.
Kind of like on
No robot can be as stupid as me.
The Santa Claus 2. Did y'all ever see that? With Tim Allen?
Yeah.
And they make like the fake Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Matt, how have you not seen any of these movies?
I've not seen some movie called Smart Home that I've never even heard of. And then I've not
Smart
seen
house.
any of the Santa Claus movies. Whatever.
Smart home.
Oh,
you're
I got it so wrong.
Go to your smart home, you bunch of smart people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've not seen any. I love Tim Allen. I think his stand-up is great. I think he's great on sitcoms. I'm not a big fan of the movies he's been in. It's
I like
foul.
Santa Claus.
It's older.
I thought it was
pretty foul.
I thought Santa Claus was a good.
Chad, you said I like Santa Claus, not I like the Santa Claus.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying
I like Santa Claus.
I like Santa Claus the movie.
Jed.
I really
All
right.
He's real, okay?
Santa Claus is my friend.
He's real.
Hey, we might have some kids watching this. So.
One time, and then I'm about to ruin it for them.
Yeah,
do it.
One time,
do it.
Our pastor, the one that I mentioned earlier, like it was a Christmas series. He straight up said, "Santa Claus isn't real. He's not coming to save you." There was a 12-year-old, for like middle schooler, who was like, went out and called their parent, was like, Santa Claus isn't real. Oh man, the parent, came up there and met with them.
I would.
Fantasia Jesus, what are your thoughts on Santa Claus?
He isn't real.
Facts. All right.
Oh, is that the voice that's passable? For
if you're 10
and
you still believe in Santa Claus, I have no.
Whoa! I feel like 10 is acceptable.
No.
Yeah. Don't take away their youth.
Yeah, 12.
That's 5th grade. Come on.
12, you kind of get into a realm.
That's what I'm saying. No, not
12,
a realm.
When you're going into youth group, you need to have this conversation with your kids, folks, just so you know. When your kid is going into middle school youth group, hey,
I would say 5th grade.
Santa Claus isn't real. It might come up.
If you're 5th grade and you're still believing that, you don't need to.
Well, my mom.
If you're in 5th grade and you're listening to this right now,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Parents for their kids.
My mom says that if you stop believing, you stop receiving. So,
come on, that'll preach.
That's great.
But she's talking about Santa Claus.
I'm fine with
that.
I'm
like,
yeah, what did you?
Yeah, just like that'll preach. Like, what? Who cares?
Like, what? What?
It's not relevant.
No, I'm just saying it'll preach. Like, that's a good word. If you stop believing, you stop receiving.
Is that
somebody's about to
your gospel presentation?
Should have bought a Honda. You never heard that?
Yeah.
That you should have bought a Honda?
It's like a joke for when people are like, saying something super spiritual and you pretend like you're saying something in tongues, but you say should have bought a Honda. You just say it super fast together.
Okay.
Gosh, what kind of Christianese jokes do you guys think are funny?
I mean, I do think that's funny. I just don't run in circles where I have to make fun of people speaking in tongues a lot. So
maybe you should.
What are we doing?
And maybe I should. Maybe I should find a robot speaking in tongues to me or something.
I don't think robots can speak in tongues.
I'm just trying to get us back on track.
I bet they can be programmed to speak in tongues.
I did think it was funny when they talked about the Facebook chatbots talking to each other and they quickly made their own language, so they had to shut it down.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, ooh, creepy.
They definitely should have
Facebook
avoided that hard.
Maybe Twitter could do a better job with that.
Elon.
I thought they had something on Twitter. I was just tweeting out a bunch of racist jokes and stuff, right?
I guess Twitter can't do a better job with that. Yeah. You're right. But isn't that funny? Like, computers are just mirroring humanity. Like, they're just giving us back what we taught them. So
they're just longing to be like us, Yeah.
Wanting to be back on Twitter. How do you pronounce that movie they talked about? Ex Machina? Machina?
I don't know because I didn't know what they were saying, so I don't know that I've ever seen that movie.
You don't know that movie?
No.
I've heard it. I've heard of it. But I want to know how you pronounce it.
I don't know. This is riveting content. Maybe Google can. I've just been up since like 5 this morning, so I'm ready to crash.
Hit the hay.
Yeah.
It's going down.
And not get murdered because people keep driving down my alleyway at 11 at night.
I think that Nate actually made some really great points in this episode. Like when he said his daughter would never marry a robot because she wouldn't be raised like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like raised where that's like a thing we do. He said if you marry a robot, you're just in love with yourself, basically, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's not the point of marriage.
That's well said.
I liked that.
He's very wise.
And robots. Huh?
He's very wise, I would say, on some things.
Give him that. Robots are the original woman. That was another great point he made.
Oh. We're just training them to clean.
So you're back to the original woman. It's good.
I like how you're ranking that up where with the other two very philosophical things he said.
I think I'm just discovered I'm really against robots. Like,
really?
I might have what do they call it? A bias, you know? Sorry, I couldn't even take that serious. You know, I just think robots are here to kill us. So,
well, did you have like a run-in with a hair straightener or something? And you're like, that's it. I don't trust it.
No,
I don't trust machines anymore.
I use lots of technology all the time.
You're afraid the robots are going to take over your duties. That's what you're trying to say.
Take over my what?
Your duties.
This is not what I thought you said.
Well, sorry.
I don't even know, like, ballpark what you could have thought.
I don't know either.
Like
I'm sorry.
Sounds like duties.
Booties?
It's the same amount of syllables, but it's a word that would be totally inappropriate for you to say. So,
all right,
okay,
that's all we need to say. All right, AI. So
we did it.
Any other thoughts, you guys? You guys ever climb a mountain?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Oh,
wow.
What mountain?
There's several mountains in man, I don't know. We're doing this at 11 o'clock at night at Big Bend National Park down here in nowhere, Texas. So there's a lot of peaks.
Big Bend. That's a clock, right?
Yeah, it's also a clock.
Big Ben. Big Ben is a clock.
Yeah. Big Bend. So it's the Chisos Park mountain range down there.
Thanks for enunciating that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we don't want you to misconstrue what we're talking about.
Guys, we've kept this episode pretty short. It's only an hour. Look at that.
Don't jinx it. All right.
Exciting times. Bye, folks. It was a pleasure.
We'll share this in the group.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You'll see it. You'll see it. If you don't want to watch it, just go on to what the next post under it might be.
If you don't want to watch it, you definitely aren't going to hear us tell you this because this is an hour into it.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Even if you watch it, you probably won't see this. So
you probably checked out a long time ago. We could say anything right now. Anything.
Yeah. How about we say goodbye, folks?
Let's go, folks. Send us an email.